Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Oxhorn, and I'm traveling for the next few days, but I didn't want to leave you empty-handed. So I recorded a few videos ahead of time to publish while I'm away. They'll be a little shorter than usual, but I hope you enjoy them. Today's video is on my Megaton house. Now when you reach Megaton in Fallout 3, one of the first people you meet is the sheriff, Lucas Sims. He tasks you with disarming the giant bomb in the middle of the town. Now in order to disarm this bomb, you need an explosive skill of 25 or greater. It may take a few levels before you get there, but when you do, you can go down to the center of town and disarm the bomb.
Thunder of his voice.
When done, we can run back up the road towards the door where we find Lucas Sims waiting for us.
I'll be damned. You did it, didn't you? You disarmed that thing. Here's your reward. Hell, why don't you move in? Could use someone like you. Got an empty place here you can use. Here's the key indeed. It ain't much to look at, but talk with Moira. She's got random odds and ends you might be able to spruce the place up with.
He gives us a key and a deed to the My Megaton house. This deed grants full ownership and property rights to a house in Megaton. Style, standard Megaton dwelling. Location, Megaton's upper level directly above and behind the brass lantern. Included amenities, one Mr. Handy robotic butler. Other amenities are available, and we can talk with Moira Brown at Craterside Supply to learn about them. To find the house, we go down the hill and then take the first left past a leaky faucet. This brings us back up the hill to a platform, and immediately to the right we find a door to my Megaton house. Upon entry, the first thing we see is our new robotic butler, Wadsworth.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wadsworth, your personal robotic butler. I am here to look after your needs and to keep you happy and entertained. What can I do for you?
We can then interview him for information about this house. Where can I go to get more things for my place, Wadsworth?
Yes, I believe this place could do with a bit more in the way of decoration. Speak with Moira Brown at Craterside Supply here in Megaton. She has quite a selection of items to enhance your living space.
I'd like something to drink.
Certainly, madam. Here you are.
And he gives us some purified water. Nice. Hey, Wadsworth, tell me a joke.
Two atoms are in a bar. One says, "I think I lost an electron." The other says, "Are you sure?" To which the other replies, "I'm positive."
But unlike Drinking Buddy in Fallout 4, he'll only tell you one joke at a time.
My humor emitter array requires recharging.
We can also use Wadsworth to change our hairstyle. The interior of our Megaton home is simple, it's bare bones. Locker storage to the east and west. We have a bobblehead stand against the southern wall. There's more storage against a staircase, a really tiny kitchen, and upstairs we find the bedroom and a small seating area. It's tiny. To spruce the place up a bit, we can head down to Craterside Supply to talk with Moira Brown. You can tell her that you're a new resident here in Megaton.
Good to see that old house finally found an owner. I have all sorts of items and themes for that place that may interest you.
Now she has a number of furniture items and workbenches for sale that make your home more practical. She can sell you the My First Infirmary.
If you're wounded, or you've hurt one of your limbs badly, this setup will allow you to heal it up as good as any other wasteland doctor.
Or a jukebox.
If you feel like filling your place with a whole bunch of music, switch this beautiful pre-war antique on.
The My First Laboratory.
This setup is great for experimenting and coming up with all sorts of useful concoctions. It can also be used to get rid of any horrible addictions you may have from tasting your results.
A Nuka-Cola machine.
One push of a button, and you can get your hands on an ice-cold Nuka-Cola.
And a workbench.
If you feel like tinkering and want to build some custom gizmos, this setup will help you do it.
Aside from furniture and workbenches, she can also sell us brand new themes for our house.
Some people don't like living in a boring old house. Purchase a theme from me, and I use all of my design abilities to set your place up in the manner you request. You can choose from the Vault, Raider, Wasteland Explorer, Science, Love Machine, or pre-war themes.
Now the problem is that they're pretty expensive, so it's unlikely that most players will see each theme during a single playthrough. But I wanted to show all of the themes off for you. The way it works is we tell Moira that we are interested in one of the themes.
Remember, once you buy a theme, you can't sell it back to me. Although you could always purchase a new one.
And then we activate her merchant dialogue window. We see a new section opened up with a new category of items labeled House. We can buy each of these, and they'll automatically appear in our house. Before we explore the themes, let's go over each of the new furniture pieces. Heading back to my Megaton house, we can talk with Wadsworth about the new furniture we purchased. Wadsworth, can you tell me about the infirmary?
An innovation from MedTech. The My First Infirmary will automatically diagnose and treat any injury you might sustain. It will also make any of the pesky rads you've accumulated in the wasteland vanish instantly.
What about the laboratory?
From the keen minds at MedTech, the My First Laboratory will instantly detoxify you, removing any nasty addictions from your body. Knowing what you're addicted to, it might blow out the program altogether. If you're feeling the need to experiment, just set the lab to brew, and a day later it will produce a random, useful compound. Remember that while the lab is brewing, you can't use the detoxify functions.
And the Nuka-Cola machine?
The Nuka-Cola machine will dispense ice-cold Nuka-Cola. Once you've dispensed 8 of them, the machine will have to be restocked in order to make regular Nuka-Colas ice-cold.
And what about the workbench?
If you come across any schematics in the wasteland, you'll be able to construct its contents on this specially designed table.
Thanks, Wadsworth.
I'll be sure and tidy up while you're away, madam.
And turning around, we see that our new furniture is installed. Against the southern wall to the left of the bobblehead machine, we find a workbench. We can use this to build anything we have schematics for. I only have the schematics for the bottle cap mine right now, but you could use it to build the rocket launcher, among other things. And the rest of the furniture is all upstairs. Heading upstairs, turning around, and then turning right, we find our pristine Nuka-Cola vending machine. Like Drinking Buddy from Fallout 4, this machine will turn Nuka-Cola into ice-cold Nuka-Cola. The ice-cold versions simply give us better stats. We have an option to add all of the Nuka-Cola in our inventory to the machine, and after a certain period of time, they will become chilled. Turning around, we can explore the My First Infirmary against the eastern corner, and this basically works as a dock whom we do not have to pay. We can heal ourselves, restore damaged limbs, and remove all rads. Next to this is a jukebox, but I can't play any music for copyright reasons. And then turning around, we find the My First Laboratory. This is kind of like a chemistry bench in Fallout 4. We can detoxify ourselves to cure our addictions, or we can choose create new compound, like a chem or a stim pack. We need to come back a day or so later to find out what it's made. So it's different from a chemistry bench, but it has a similar function. Well, now I'm interested to see how the game is going to deal with adding new themes to this layout. I mean, it's not like Fallout 4 where we have a workbench and we can move things around. We can't move anything here, so what happens when you add a theme? Well, heading back to Moira at Craterside Supply, we can choose our first theme. I'm going to try the Wasteland Explorer theme first.
Longing for the great outdoors, are we? Remember, once you buy a theme, you can't sell it back to me. Although you could always purchase a new one.
Accessing her inventory, we only find one theme available at a time. If we decide to change themes later, she'll remove the current theme from our inventory and add a new theme to it. And we lose all the money we spent on the theme. Back at the house, we can take a tour, and things have changed a little bit. Notably, there are new posters and art on the wall. They illuminate really well. I don't have my flashlight on here, there's a lot of glare. There's a brand new picnic table in the middle of the room covered in all sorts of utensils. More posters on the wall, this one for the Museum of Technology. And the bookshelf by the stairs is covered in Brahmin skulls, coffee mugs, human skulls, and all sorts of stuff. The problem is none of these items are static, so if you have a companion with you like Dogmeat, it won't be long before he messes absolutely everything up. Baseball bats and weapons all over the floor. Heading upstairs, we don't see a whole lot has changed. Really, the big thing we get is a huge poster against the eastern wall. Looks like a train or metro poster, which is pretty nice. The table by the cola machine is covered in booze. The main bedroom has some ruined books and empty containers on the desk, and the little storage room on this level has a lone wanderer motorcycle sitting in here, with more bottles and cups on a shelf nearby. Alright, well, let's check out another theme. Heading back to Moira Brown, let's try the science theme. Back at the My Megaton house, and the place looks and feels a lot different. Even the interior lighting has changed. It feels more like the inside of a workshop with a fluorescent light. There are new consoles against the wall, chalkboards against the wall. In the middle of the room where the coffee table once stood is another big console that we can't interact with. On the shelf, we still find a human skull, but fewer of them. And instead, a lot of beakers, microscopes, and other scientific equipment. The kitchen shelves now have microscopes on them. And heading upstairs, we find a lot of blackboards. It's like Bethesda thought, oh, science, I remember that from school. Let's put a bunch of blackboards in here. In the storage room, instead of the motorcycle, we find a couple more consoles and some sort of film reading machine. The bedroom has changed a little bit too. There's a chalkboard in here and scientific equipment on the table. All the booze from the little table near the Nuka-Cola machine is gone now, replaced with a microscope. And against the eastern wall, instead of a big train poster, we see yet another big console. All right, science-y. I love it. Heading back tomorrow, we can choose a new theme. Let's try the vault theme. Back inside the home, and we've got a different look. Instead of the slightly greenish fluorescent lighting in the home, we now have a slightly bluish fluorescent lighting. Things look a little bit more bright. Like with the science theme, there are still plenty of consoles all over the place, but in the middle we have seating. 3 chairs with a nightstand covered in cups. I guess that's a bit more practical than some console we can't use. The shelf by the stairs is now filled with an assortment of boxed foods, and we find some seating. Heading upstairs, we see more seating in the corner, and in the back, we see a big Vault-Tec banner revolutionizing safety for an uncertain future, with another console. The table in the corner has another console, and it's got a pitcher with some water on it. And then the storage room in the back has what looks like a big mainframe. I believe those were the big mainframe computers we typically find in vaults. And I actually really like this touch. In the bedroom on the desk, we find a typewriter with another console. Back to Moira, we can choose the Raider theme.
Into the blood and guts look, eh?
Back in our Megaton home, and man, it's a grisly scene. On the floor in the middle of the room is this dismembered corpse, knives on the ground, and even a fork. Oh, that's disgusting. We've got a cage sitting next to the bobblehead stand with a skeleton hanging from a chain in the ceiling, and look at that. Let's go upstairs to take a look at that. A skeleton in the cage, a big nuclear bomb against the wall, more skeletons in cages. Oh, it's nasty. And then, of course, in the kitchen, we have viscera sitting amongst all of the sugar bombs and food that we've got stacked up in there. More viscera and guts on our shelves. Oh, it's horrible. Heading upstairs, in this little side room, we've got another corpse just sort of hanging in there, with another one hanging on in there. I guess raiders just really love their corpses. In our bedroom, we've got more blood and guts on the table, but this time with a Raider Arclight helmet and a whole lot of booze, and even a corpse hanging above our bed. Would you want to sleep in that? Sleep underneath a bleeding corpse? Outside the bedroom, we can see that one body. There's a hook in the neck. Oh, that's horrible. And then graffiti. I guess raiders just really like their graffiti. We've got this big piece of graffiti against this eastern wall, and then more graffiti on the stairway. I don't even know what this means. Can this even be called graffiti? It's more like childhood scribbles. Back tomorrow, we can check out the pre-war theme.
Oh, feeling a bit nostalgic, are we?
Back in our Megaton home, we see all of the wonderful pre-war creature comforts. In the middle of the room, on this beautiful rug, we've got a couple of chairs next to a TV, which doesn't work, of course, in this post-apocalyptic world, so not sure why we'd have that there. There's a tricycle, which we can move around. I'm sure that's not going to get annoying. And a little gnome, which we can knock over. Hello, garden gnome. Intact garden gnome. Can we move it? We can. Sweet, so we can move that around wherever we want. Over here, we've got some Nuka-Cola bottles. I guess pre-war people really love their Nuka-Cola. And a flying dog. Come on, buddy, get off. Get off the TV, man. Look at all of this boxed goods. These all look like pretty neatly organized boxed goods. A pre-war table over here in the corner, and then let's see what's upstairs. In the bedroom, we've got a teddy bear, a typewriter, and a whole bunch of pencils. Not sure how pencils scream pre-war, but they're pretty nice. At least the body is gone. That was disgusting. There's also a rug on the ground. That's a nice touch. I like the rug. And in here, it's like a little seating area. A telephone, which of course doesn't work, a bunch of coffee cups, and a nice little couch. All right, back over here, what have we got? More seating and another rug on the ground. This is a pretty cool theme. I think this is one of my favorites so far. Let's check out the last one. All right, Moira, tell me about your love machine theme.
Feeling a bit anxious, are we?
Oh, something about Moira asking me if I feel a bit anxious in that cheery voice of hers was deeply disturbing. Deeply disturbing. Wow. And here we go, the love machine. In the middle of the living room, we've got a lover's bed. Oh, look at that. It's a big heart-shaped bed with pillows all over the place. In the middle of the living room floor, though? Really? On this shelf, what have we got? We've got some dirty casual wear. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to get dirty here. It's a love nest. Lots of relaxed wear, sunglasses, and hats. All right, what have we got? There's a big tree with light bulbs on it. That's cool. Lots of clothing stacked up on this shelf. I wonder how easy it's going to be to bump it off. Yeah, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Oh, well, I'll just be careful. Hopefully my dog and robot won't knock everything off. All right, upstairs, what have we got in this little room? Wow, nothing in this. Ooh, cigars. Hey, I like that. There's one cigar smoking in the corner. That's pretty nice. And then a whole lot of Jet. Oh, Jet and vodka. This is what Bethesda thinks of when they think of a love nest. They think of illegal drugs and vodka. Into our bedroom here, we've got a nice little plant. Gosh, that's really glowing bright. Well, even brighter with my torch on. A nice little plant over here with some more whiskey. Ooh, and a copy of Lying, Congressional Style. That's somehow fitting. I guess the owner of this house is bringing the ladies over here, getting them high on drugs and vodka, and then lying sweet lies to them to get them into his heart-shaped bed down there. And another bed in here. So 2 beds in this particular room. Look at all of these light bulbs. And what is that? Holy cow, it's an erotic art piece. Are those 2 ladies? They are 2 ladies. Oh my goodness, look at that, they're getting all into it. This is almost scandalous. I don't know if I can have this on my YouTube channel. Am I gonna get in trouble? So there you go. That's the love nest. Now I have to decide which one do I like best. Not the love nest. I think I'm going to go with the Wasteland Explorer theme. Yes, all of this is really annoying. Look, it's still even knocked over. Even after I've changed the theme, all of these things are knocked over. But I can always loot the things that get knocked over and store them in containers, and then decorate as I see fit. I like this one the best because it's got the posters. At least every vacant wall is now decorated with some interesting poster from Fallout lore. This is still kind of barren back here, but I do like this big trains poster. DC's fastest highway is underground. It's even got a nice Super Duper Mart poster on the wall. And there you go. Those are all of the themes that come with the My Megaton house in Fallout 3. I'm sure there are quite a few mods out there that can make changes to this house and probably add even more themes. But I just wanted to show you what comes in the base game. As I said at the beginning, a shorter video today. That's because I'm traveling. I am not at home right now. But stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to have a new video for you on the 10-penny Tower House. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions about Fallout 3 or the My Megaton house, let me know in the comment section below. I read all of your comments and I use your comments as inspiration for my future videos. I've got a t-shirt shop, ladies and gents. That's right, if you would like to buy a Fallout 4 or Oxhorn themed t-shirt, you can find a link to my shop in the description below. And if you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. Patreon subscribers gain access to a private channel on my Discord server, as well as a bunch of other cool Oxhorn perks. But more than anything, ladies and gents, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with a brand new video.